Hey, sup? I'm Andy, and welcome to my perfect kitchen where nothing ever goes wrong and I never storm out in tears. Ugh. Today, we're making a cake inspired by one of my favorite movies, and a movie that has been very misunderstood, The Spectacular Jennifer's Body. For the movie, we'll be making a devil's food cake with a kick of cayenne inside of it, and then setting part of it on fire in honor of our hero, Jennifer Check. Now, I'd be lying if I didn't say this cake didn't scare me a little bit, because developed a recipe, gonna carve it, and then as I said earlier, we're gonna try to set part of it on fire without igniting the entire thing in flames. Also, I'm feeling kind of peckish. I feel like I could really use a snack. So, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Get your ingredients ready and let's go make a cake. First, we'll use some cooking spray to grease the pans. And then we'll use those oily, buttery pans as a guide to cut out some parchment paper to lay in the bottom. Make sure to leave one side a little bit longer. Those will become your handles to help you lift the cake out of the pan. This two-stage method of mixing is a little different than you might be used to with other chocolate cakes that often just require a single bowl. It involves mixing all of the fats and dry ingredients together before adding in the liquid. It definitely feels like it's going wrong, but just stick with it. After 2 minutes of mixing it, it'll almost resemble pie dough, and you'll say to yourself, "Oh my god, what went wrong? Oh, why can't I do anything right?" But just wait. Well, that's looking better. Now, we're going to add the eggs, the rest of the milk, and any other wet ingredients, and mix for a full 5 minutes. And we'll do one final stir with a spatula to make sure nothing's on the bottom, and then let's get them in some pans. To give myself a lot of material to carve with, I made 2 9-inch square cakes and 1 8-inch square cake. The 9-inch had 680 grams of batter, and the 8-inch had 516 grams of batter. I thought this would be way too much cake, but as you'll soon see, it was just enough. Well, the cake layers seem to have turned out, which wasn't always a guarantee while we were mixing it, but I'm going to pop these in the fridge for a little bit to let them firm up a little bit before I take a knife to them, and then a little snack. I mean, my hair is lifeless, my skin's a mess, my nail beds are gross. I don't know, I just need a pick-me-up, I guess. See you in a bit. There. I feel totally refreshed after that little snack and the dip in the lake. Well, while my cake's cool, I'm gonna whip up some quick Italian buttercream. It's kind of a lie because Italian buttercream takes forever, but it's really stable. Because this cake's pretty weird, I need something that's gonna be really delicious and also kind of glue-like. Now, I love Kim Joy's Italian buttercream recipe from Baking with Kim Joy. It takes a while to make, but as she says in the book, it is spectacular. So, I'm gonna turn my burner on, clean up a little bit, and then bake some buttercream. The time is nigh. I've got my cooled cake layers, a sketch of what I'm trying to do, a plethora of carving tools, and high school ceramics classes? What could be so hard about this? Let's begin! Just cutting around.
After doing the initial step of cutting one of the large squares in half and stacking it on top to form the upper lip, it actually was pretty easy to carve. I was pretty aggressive in my indentations, and that really paid off later because buttercream obscures any details you add, so you've really got to cut away more than you think. I used the smaller cake to make the points of the lip. I also then used the shavings from the large cakes to fill in some gaps and give more roundness to the lips.
Okay, our gal Jennifer was in the freezer for another 20 minutes to hopefully help with the crumbs. Frosting is ready. It's time to tie the hair back. Buttercream is pretty thick, and the cake is pretty crumbly. So, this is going to be a journey. Okay, here we go. I'm also relying on the buttercream to hold these pieces together. It's starting to resemble the shape I want. Does it look like lips? Oh, kind of. Okay, into the freezer. While my lips chill and set, I am just attempting to make a little bit of a cake pop consistency. Yeah. This is the wrong consistency for a cake pop. It's way, way, way too wet. But, you know, it's all the cake I had left, so, I'm gonna wrap it in some plastic wrap. And, it's so grotesque. Wrap it up real tight. Place it on my Jennifer's body cake in the shape that I ultimately want it to be, and have it freeze in that position. That'll work. Jennifer's really starting to shape up. Oh, and the tongue is even starting to hold a little bit of shape. My original idea was to call it F buttercream. I like buttercream. I think it's delicious, but I really think Jennifer deserved better. So the real question is, do I do what I don't want to do, which is go and get some fondant or make some fondant, or do I attempt to smooth this out more and give Jennifer the Bonnie Bell lip smacker fantasy that I really think she deserves? Well, I think I just answered my own question, didn't I? And then I'm going to attempt to apply some nice pink lip gloss to this lady. If you haven't seen Jennifer's Body, you really should. It's incredible. I remember the trailer looked so terrible, and there's been a lot of discussions about why that looked terrible and what they were trying to get, who they were trying to appeal to, what focus groups they showed it to versus who it should have been shown to. Just lots of stuff that went wrong with the marketing of the movie. I remember when I ultimately saw it, probably honestly to hate on Megan Fox, because I was a teenager and that's just, was I a teenager? No. That's just what everyone was doing. It was fun to like shit on Megan Fox, or it was fun to not like Megan Fox. And everyone kind of likes a fall from grace, hate to say it. So when I saw Jennifer's Body and what it was, and how beautiful and alive and funny and charismatic and just magnetic Megan Fox is in that movie. I mean, the whole movie is basically that's what she is. But I mean, she did it in a way that just, it truly blew me away. I could not believe how good it was. And it's funny because in the last couple of years, Jennifer's Body has really had a resurgence. People have really, you know, there are t-shirts that say Justice for Jennifer's Body, and there's lots of podcasts talking about it. And it's so funny it took that long. And some people say it's because it's ahead of its time, but I wonder how much of it is just people didn't see it at the time, because it was good. And when I rewatched it after it got more attention recently, I was like, oh, that's right, I loved this. So if there's one thing I can have you take away from this experience we're having together, it's to go see Jennifer's Body. I mean, also make this cake and eat this cake and follow me and subscribe and like and all of that. But more importantly, you really need to see Jennifer's Body if you haven't. It is not scary. If you find Heathers or Jawbreaker scary, then you may find Jennifer's Body scary. There's a couple jump scares, but nothing that isn't actually, no, I wouldn't call them jump scares. There's a couple literal scares that are aggressively telegraphed by Megan Fox herself. So, you know, a little evisceration, a little drinking blood, but come on, nothing we haven't seen before. Oh, it looks like I've been frosting a butt. Maybe a different cake. Honestly, likely a different cake. But I think, for now, these pair of lips are getting the job done. Why am I still so hungry? Okay, cake is frozen. Time to make a quick mirror glaze off camera. Hope that my Italian meringue didn't disintegrate in the freezer overnight. It's probably fine. And then, we're gonna finish this Jennifer's Body's cake. Jennifer's Body's cake. Jennifer's Body cake. This Jennifer's Body cake. I have to let this get down to about 96 degrees. Right now, it's 127. So we got a little while. So I need to smooth it out, but first I need to move it without it all falling apart. So snack, get cake, move cake, smooth cake, apply lip gloss, eat cake? No, a couple more steps, then eat cake. Almost there.
And I forgot to mention one of the most important steps of any cake, which is, of course, finishing your eyes, or other appendages.
Well, I don't know about you, but I feel so much yummier. Let's go get that cake. The real trick is going to be moving this from here to here, then off again, without snapping off the pretty little cupid's bows of our lips. Is the tape tongue? Did this work? Turn off. Y'all, it worked. Back in the freezer with the tongue. We're gonna heat this up on hot water, slide it under, and hopefully not break this cake in half. Okay. It's loosened. I did not believe how easily that worked. Now do I tempt fate? Try to smooth this out just a little bit. I'm kind of okay with Jennifer having rough lips. Even just the heat of my hand is kind of letting me smooth this out. So if you work in a professional bakery, don't do this. Don't smooth a cake with your hands, but if you're a home baker, you just want to smooth out your Jennifer's Body lip cake with your hands. It's kind of working. So I'm gonna use my own natural heat. It's moved, it's intact. It might work. It's supposed to be between 90 and 94, and this is 94 exactly. The glaze doesn't seem to be sticking as well as I would have liked. Hard to say why exactly. It looks a little rough, but they're so shiny. Well, this glaze is a good reminder that although I always think of Jennifer's Body as like late 90s, early 2000s, it actually was a film from the gloopy lip gloss era of 2009. He said confidently, knowing it and not having to look it up. It's so shiny, it makes me so happy. This isn't the first cake I've made where I realized that I literally have no cake plates or stands large enough and I have to put it on a breadboard. It probably won't be the last. God, I hope Jennifer will be happy. She deserved better. No. Wow. This is what I do with my time. Now, ironically, to cover the tongue, I decided to make some meringue. And all the really complicated things I did, carving, and mirror glaze kind of worked. Shaping this cake actually kind of worked out well, I think. The thing that didn't work well is meringue. But I clearly started adding the sugar too soon, so I couldn't get it past soft peaks. But that's okay. We're gonna start it on fire anyway. Here we have Jennifer's frozen tongue. I'm just gonna kind of roll it in meringue. There, oh my God. I don't know that toothpicks are gonna be enough. It's a thick tongue. Okay, let's add some more of this soup. This is something I did. I brought this into the world. What? toothpick goes all the way through the eye, so a little can hold it on the cake and a little can hold on the eyelashes, in theory. Oh my God. Inspired by one of my favorite horror movies, Jennifer's Body. I'm so sorry, Jennifer Check, Megan Fox. This is the cake that you, Diablo Cody, inspired me to make. So things are going well, except I'm sticky. I'm gonna tie my hair back for this next step. Once I find my hair tie. Can't find my hair tie. I'm gonna tuck my hair into my shirt for this next step. Safety. Now in the movie, Jennifer burns her tongue and it instantly heals. I don't predict the same for my Jennifer. I love you, Jennifer. As expected, my meringue failure also caused a little bit of a Kirsch failure. So like the movie, I am just going to burn Jennifer's tongue myself. That's not how that's supposed to work. I don't know if it's the blood pooling in her mouth, the smell of lingering smoke. Jennifer seems sadder now. She looked happier before, but after I set her on fire, she really seemed to just like be less chill. Okay, let's try this cake. You know, I think I'm just gonna... Okay, still might be a little frozen. I don't think so though. Oh, Jennifer. Oh, there we go. Nice little slice. Actually, too little. I'm gonna eat more later. Jennifer, I salute you. Let's see. I was so scared of this cake. Like, legitimately scared of making this cake. I don't know that it could have gone better. So, thank you for watching this video. Once again, I'm Andy from The Cakes Have Eyes. Feel free, please like this, subscribe to this channel, share it with a friend, share it with an enemy, laugh along with me, laugh at me. I don't really care. The best part about baking is that sometimes it all goes wrong, but it still tastes delicious. So if I can encourage you to do anything today, 1, go watch Jennifer's Body. It is a spectacular movie. It has aged not great in the humor department, but Jennifer Check is just full of life. And 2, make a cake, buy a cake, have a friend go get a cake for you. Just please, go eat some cake. Thanks. It's me and you against the world, Jennifer. Against the world.